Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to do something that involves a little bit of physical activity. So make sure that you are in comfortable clothes. If you are like me, I've been living in comfortable clothes, which is awesome. Basically since we got out those couple Fridays ago. So probably don't have to change then. But I am going to talk to parents for a second. So if you want to skip through the video until we get started on the activity, that you can go ahead and do that. So parents, I have a couple adaptations for you if you have some younger kids at home that you would like to do this activity with. So we're going to be finding percent change, which is going to be a more difficult topic concept for our younger students. So if you have younger students, instead of doing percent change, you could just find the difference between the two sets. That would be an easy adaptation for you to do, so just doing some basic subtraction. You could also work on time conversions. So you could talk about, instead of doing 30 seconds, like we're going to do today, maybe do a couple minutes and figure out how many seconds that would have been. Doing things with time is always good as well. And then lastly, you could make this a little bit more active if you'd like, a little more engaging, by setting up some sort of obstacle course, either in your home or in your backyard, for kids to practice on, and they could just see how long it would take them to get through that obstacle course, and instead of doing it as a short physical activity for 30 seconds. So if you'd like to make those adaptations, great. And I hope you have fun. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be finding some percent change between two sets of physical activity. So we're going to do two things for 30 seconds each and count how many times we can do whatever activity we're doing. So this was inspired by the whole C10 Do 10 challenge that is going around right now. So I am going to do some push-ups. Now, I am not good at push-ups, so I'm going to do modified push-ups. If you want to do real push-ups, you go for it. If you want to do something else, you could do sit-ups, you could do jumping jacks, you could do burpees. You could, if you want to go outside, since it's a little bit of a nicer day today, go out and time yourself shooting hoops for a little bit. If you have a basketball, do some pass-back catches with a ball or a soccer ball if you want to do that with a sibling or with your pet. And just be creative if you don't want to do push-ups. Find something else that you can do at home. Run some laps, things like that. But do something, pick a physical activity to do for 30 seconds. And you're going to have to do it twice. So pick something that you're okay with doing 2 times. Okay? All right. So here is my attempt to do some push-ups. So hopefully this at least proves to you that you can, do anything for 30 seconds. All right, so I'm going to start my timer. Here I go, 30 seconds.
1,
2. All right, so after you do your first set of whatever activity it is that you're going to do, you're going to record how many you did. So I did 13 push-ups. So here's my board for recording. So I have my set 1 and my set 2. But I'm going to write a 13 down. Okay? Give yourself a couple minutes of rest, and then you're going to do it again. Okay, set number 2, here we go. All right, that time I did 16, so apparently I need to get warmed up. So record that on your paper, and we will do our calculations in a second. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and do our calculations. So when you do percent change, you have to remember that there was a formula that we used for that. So take a second, think about it, see if you can remember what that formula was that we used for percent change. Your hint is that it was something about subtraction, and then we did division. Okay, so if you don't remember, it is original minus new divided by original. And a bunch of you now are going, oh yeah, now I remember. Okay, so when you do problems like this, the original is going to be the starting set that you did, the very first round. So in this case, my original is 13. So I'm going to do 13 minus my new set, which was 16, my second set, divided by the original number, which was 13. Then, if you guys recall, you have to do the subtraction first. If you type it all into your calculator at once, it doesn't calculate properly. So we have to do our subtraction. So when I subtract 13, take away 16, I end up with -3. But with percent change problems, we always work with positive values, and the reason why is because you actually are trying to find the absolute value of the top. So absolute value, remember, means how far a number is from 0. So if I take the absolute value of -3, that means how far away from 0 is -3, which we know that that's 3 away. So +3 is what I'm going to write on the top, and then my denominator stays the same. Once you get to this point, we have a fraction, but if you guys remember, the fraction bar means just divide. So we want to get to the point where this number is shown as a percent, and right now we're not in that form. So I have to convert this into a percentage, which is what we did in our last video as well. So I have to do top divided by bottom. So you do that with your numbers. With my numbers, I got 0.23 blah, 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 blah. Okay, I got a lot of stuff. So we're going to round, and we're going to round to the hundredths place. So if you don't remember how to do that, I'll show you how real quick. So my number looks like this when it's brought out to a few decimal places. So the hundredths place is the second number. So this is tenths, let's not draw arrows, tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 100,000ths. So if I want to round to the tenths or the hundredths place, that means I'm going to round to the 3. And I'm going to look at the 0 to tell me what to do with that 3. So below 5, you're going to keep the number the same. If it is above 5, then you're going to raise up the number. So 0 is below 5, obviously. So 0 does not change the 3. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that the same. So this number rounded to the hundredths place is 0.23. I still have to turn that into a percentage. So think about how we turn a decimal into a percent. We do that by moving the decimal over 2 times. So my percent change is a 23%. And in this case, it's a 23% increase because I increased my values when I went from set 1 to set 2. Maybe yours was a decrease. That's what I figured would have happened for me, but I ended up getting more. So take some time. Do this a few times. Figure out a couple of things that you could find your percent change of. Maybe it's more physical activities. Maybe you do crunches or jumping jacks like I suggested at the beginning of the video, shooting hoops, something like that. That doesn't all have to be physical. I would just encourage you to find a few things like that to do because I'm sure there's a lot of sitting going on right now. It is for me at least. And so I'm sure that getting up and moving would be a very good idea for us. But you could do things like something with video games, like how many wins you get in 30 minutes or an hour, and then do it again. Or how many kills you get in each game of Fortnite that you play. I'm not a Fortnite person, guys, so I probably said that completely wrong. Or maybe it's you and your friends have been Snapchatting or texting back and forth a bunch, so maybe do something with notifications. So count how many notifications you get in 15 minutes, write it down, and then count how many notifications you get in the second 15 minutes, and find your percent change, all right? Tons of different things that you can do for this activity. So I would say pick 2 more things to do besides the push-ups or whatever you started with, and find your percent change today in those activities that you've been doing while we have been gone. I miss you guys, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Stay safe, make good choices, and hope to see you guys soon.